What up, reader fam? Today I'm going to be sharing my thoughts, opinions, and feels on WAPA, The 100 Lies of Lizzie Lovett by Chelsea Sedoti. And this video is being sponsored by Source Books, but know that all my thoughts, opinions, and feels are my own. This story follows our main character Hawthorne, who finds herself completely obsessed with this ongoing missing persons investigation. The missing person is a girl by the name of Lizzie Lovett, and our main character Hawthorne actually went to high school with her, and Hawthorne had plenty of mixed feelings about Lizzie. Hawthorne finds herself completely wrapped up in this case. She goes to places where Lizzie has been, interacts with people who are super close to Lizzie, and even comes up with super absurd theories that she herself begins to believe. I didn't really have any expectations going into this book, but once I started reading it, I was like, is this gonna be a thriller? It's got some really creepy and thriller vibes at the beginning, but then as you read on, you realize that it's not a thriller at all. A really big theme that's in this book is that not everything is as it appears. We live in a day and age where social media is this way where people can put up a front. People make it look like everything in their life is fine and dandy, when they're using it as a way to cover up pain and cover up a not so perfect life. We also live in a day and age where people read into situations and just kind of jump to conclusions. People will see something and it might not be that big of a deal, but they will completely blow it out of proportion. And I think as you read this book, you see that that's a theme that's embedded in this story. I enjoyed the writing style of this book. It was a very readable book, which I know is such a weird way to describe a book, but I say that meaning it's easy and simple to read. I will say that I wanted more from the plot and the characters. I feel like maybe if our main character wasn't so wrapped up in this case and so obsessed with it, then there might have been more room for an enhanced plot and more from the characters, which I understand completely why she got so wrapped up in this investigation, but it just felt like it completely took over her life and we didn't really get to know much about her outside of her feelings on the investigation and outside of her feelings on Lizzie Lovett. I would have liked to have seen her focused on other goals. Something that I did love about this story were all the different relationships that we see, because there were a lot of interesting and unique relationships throughout this story, and I feel like they really impacted our main character Hawthorne, and that's kind of how we see some of her growth, is all these people that she encounters, they each impact her life so much and they change her, and that's really where we see our main character Hawthorne grow. That is something that I really liked seeing, was seeing our main character Hawthorne have some character development. There's the sibling relationship, the parental relationship, which by the way, I just gotta say that I was so happy to see the parents involved in this story, because there are so many times in a YA book where the parents just kind of disappear, but I felt the presence of the parents throughout this book, and that was really nice to see, really refreshing. We've got the relationship with her friend, the relationship with the people that come to live on her property, which I just gotta say, that whole aspect of the book was really weird, but it added a really interesting element to the story, and the relationships that she forms with the people who were kind of close or knew Lizzie Lovett. There was one relationship that I wasn't really a huge fan of, and that's this relationship where these two girls were kind of pitted against each other. These two girls are just going at each other throughout the whole story and just trying to bring each other down. And I'm just really not a fan of those girls against girls relationships, because I feel like we need more girls uplifting each other. I do feel like it would have been okay had there been resolution there when it came to their relationship, but that didn't happen, and it really just felt like there was no meaning behind them going after each other. Though I do feel it was kind of a way for one of the characters to kind of pull the victim card and be like, oh, I'm being bullied, when really she was slapping back and being a bully as well to the other girl. So I just really wasn't a fan of that relationship. I want to talk about our main character Hawthorne, because she is such an interesting character. She definitely made this book super entertaining. Like, some of the things she said and some of the things that she did were crazy, but she is such a flawed character, and that's what I liked the most about her. I think it's important to have characters like this, to see characters who are making mistakes and are not perfect, because I think perfect characters set up this unreachable expectation in our minds, and it's important to read about characters that aren't perfect and that deal with things that we deal with and that are just straight up human, because news alert, nobody is perfect. For the most part though, I did enjoy this book. I did have some issues with it, obviously, like I discussed, but I still enjoyed my time reading it. It was a very entertaining contemporary story. So those are all my thoughts, opinions, and feels on The 100 Lies of Lizzie Lovett. You guys should let me know down below if you plan to read this book, or you should let me know down below if you have read this book and what you thought of it. I'd love to hear all your thoughts as well. If you like this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. I post videos frequently on this channel, so if you want to be notified for when I post new videos, be sure and go and click subscribe. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you soon with a new video. Bye, chew.